Hi there, Peter Russell from supertax.ca. Welcome to another one of my video blogs. Today's video blog topic is going to be on support payments here in Canada, a brief and general understanding. Now, what exactly is a support payment? Well, a support payment is generally an accounts receivable or accounts payable made as an allowance on a periodic basis for the maintenance of a recipient, such as a spouse, former spouse, or child, or both. Now, if you've received a taxable support payment before, they're generally picked up on line 128 of the T1 General Canadian Income Tax Return. If you've paid a taxable support payment before, they're generally deducted on line 220 of the T1 General Canadian Income Tax Return. Now, usually you got to meet 5 conditions in order to have an eligible taxable support payment. The first condition is the payments are made under the terms of a written agreement or a court order. Secondly, if the payments are made to a spouse or former spouse, when you make those payments, you cannot be living with that spouse due to a marital breakdown. Third, the payments are made for the maintenance of the recipient's spouse or child, and the recipient must have complete discretion as to the use of those payments. Fourth, the payments must be made on a periodic basis, and the timing must be reflected within the written agreement or the court order. And 5, the payments must be made directly to the recipient. Now, there are a couple exceptions to the 5 conditions. First is lump sum payments. Lump sum payments are generally not considered support payments because they are not paid on a periodic basis. However, if you're behind in your periodic payments, you've fallen into arrears, and you make a lump sum payment to catch up, that would be considered a deductible support payment. Also, prepaying support payments for the purpose of securing funds for a recipient can also be considered an allowable deduction. Payments made prior to the date of a written agreement or court order are considered a taxable payment if the written agreement or court order continue a provision stipulating that any amounts previously paid can be paid deemed in accordance with that written agreement. The Income Tax Act also says that payments must be made in the current and preceding year only to be eligible under this exception. Now, for all agreements involving support payments, spousal and child, dated after May 1997 in Canada, generally only allow spousal support as taxable to the recipient and deductible to the payer. Child support is neither taxable or deductible after May 1997 to the payer or the recipient. For agreements before May 1997, the payer could deduct child support and support payments, and the recipient would be taxed on both support payments and child support. There are exceptions. They are beyond the scope of this video though. Now, generally when you become behind in your child support payments, you cannot deduct spousal support payments until your child support payments are caught up. So child support payments always come first in priority. Now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate an example to you involving a normal payment structure and when the payments are in arrears. Now, here's an example. We have a couple, Sunny and Cher. Sunny and Cher have 2 children, Bert and Ernie. Sunny is currently paying spousal support of $500 a month for 2011. That would be $6,000 a year. Sunny is also paying child support for Bert and Ernie of $1,000 a month, so that's $12,000 a year. His total support payments are $18,000. Assuming this written agreement was dated after May 1997, Sunny would be able to deduct on his tax return line 220 $6,000. Cher would pick up on her tax return $6,000 on line 128 as alimony received. Now, let's modify this example and say Sunny was behind in his payments. He had only paid $7,000 all year long to Cher, Now, $7,000 doesn't even meet $12,000 of child support, so he is currently $5,000 behind in his child support. Because of this, Sonny would not be able to deduct any support payments because he is completely behind in his child support payments. He's $5,000 in arrear, so he would record 0 on line 220 for 2011, and share would not be able to be taxed on any support payments received. Until he catches up on his child support arrears, he cannot deduct any support payments for spousal support at all. So he must completely pay off his 2011 child support payments and complete his 2012 child support payments before he could once again deduct support payments for his wife. I hope you found this video informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, peter@supertax.ca, or you can leave a note below. The remainder of my coordinates can be found on my website, www.supertax.ca. Thank you very much.